Breaking news at 10 tonight, a 5.2 earthquake near Bakersfield. The shaking felt across Southern California. Now, this was the view, as you can see the camera shaking, from Santa Monica.
This is all playing out south of Bakersfield near the Grapevine. We do have some surveillance video from a liquor store in Bakersfield. Customers start rushing out the front door here as soon as the shaking began.
Again, a 5.2 magnitude quake, roughly 20 miles south-southwest of Bakersfield. It hit just after 9 o'clock tonight in an area known as Mettler.
The seismograph picking up strong activity all across Southern California, down into Orange County, even reaching San Diego County. And this video just in from the 5 freeway through the Grapevine, where a huge boulder came rolling down a hillside, landing in the middle of the roadway. CHP officers on scene now, directing traffic as 3 lanes of the southbound 5 are now closed.
Tammy, I know that you felt it earlier. It was quite the shock.
Yes, it was. It lasted a very long time. It definitely felt like it was going on. We've had numerous aftershocks.
Does it surprise you just how far-reaching this was in terms of where this earthquake was, Kern County, and fell deep into Los Angeles, Palm Springs area?
Now, this is near the Wheeler Ridge fault zone and east of the San Andreas fault zone. So this is a very active area. And of course, this is really a huge and very active fault region. But we haven't really seen anything in this particular area in a while, but you can see the entire area is affected by the overall activity as the earth constantly moves.
The depth was only 7 miles, so that's very shallow, and that's why people all the way down to Los Angeles felt this earthquake tonight, again happening at 9:09. Let's go in for a tighter view. There's Bakersfield, and then right there at Mettler, one of the last stops before you get on the Grapevine is where all that activity is. At least 36 aftershocks, ranging a 2.5 to 4.5. Now, I took a close look at the faults right in that exact zone, and there's some unnamed faults discovered in 1952. It's also close to the Wheeler Ridge fault.
Here in the studio, because we're so far away, as Dr. Jones was describing, we felt not the primary wave, but the secondary wave, which made it feel for us here a little bit more of a kind of a rolling motion. It wasn't actually until I looked up at one of our lights here in the studio, saw it shaking, that we realized there was an earthquake. And the things here in the studio, the lights, the TVs that are above us, they shook for quite a while. Even as we got on the air and we're talking about it, you could still see the TVs kind of shaking back and forth. So different feelings for everybody. What was also interesting in this one, especially in the greater Los Angeles area, lots of people got the shake alert from the shake alert app.
And it doesn't look like this earthquake was associated with any known fault, is our preliminary assessment. It is having a lot of aftershocks. We've already had 2 above magnitude 4 and 4 above magnitude 3, between magnitude 3 and 4. So that's a pretty active sequence for this very short amount of time since the event.
So folks who said that this lasted for a minute or so were likely feeling the main quake and then that aftershock, which again, upwards of 20 or more aftershocks. And as Dr. Jones just said, if you heard her and if you did not, she said there's always, with every earthquake we feel here in Southern California, there's a 5% chance this was simply a foreshock, which just means if a larger earthquake hits in the exact same spot, that first 5.2 magnitude quake turned out to be a foreshock to the main event.
Just I felt the seat shaking.
What was your reaction after that? Like, what were your first thoughts?
Like, oh, just like earthquake. But it's just so natural, you know, we have them so much lately, so.
What kind of happened? Tell me about it. All right, so what happened, bro, was the craziest thing. Well, you know, we were in the car. I was telling her how much I love her and going back and forth. Boom, the car started shaking like this. Like, it was going like that, bro. And then I was like, we looked at the cameras. There was no one in the back, and obviously we see the front. We're like, what? And then she's like, an earthquake. And then the phones, they started ringing. And I'm like, oh, it makes sense, bro. I was like, it was. Have you been through earthquakes before?
I'm going to be honest, I have. In junior high, I was in the bathroom, actually, in school. And, like, the toilet, like, was like, weird, like, going like this.
And Joanna, what about you?
I have, but honestly, it wasn't as bad as it was today. I mean, like, literally how he was saying, like, the car was moving. It was funny because he was like, I was about to step out and, like, try to fight someone. I'm like, it's an earthquake. So it was crazy, though. It was a lot stronger today, I will say that.
We reached out to the store clerk to see if he wanted to share his experience. But understandably, they were not ready to talk. A lot of people are anxious tonight after feeling the earth move around them.